welcome to my channel. In this video we'll be talking about such a lovely subject. So I've been holding off of this subject for a while. We're talking about Starseeds, finally. So as you can see, I've named my channel Reuben Lyran Healer, as that is the name that I'm going by at the moment, because of my affinity as a Starseed. So what is a Starseed? Please do feel free to take what I say with a grain of salt. If what I say resonates with you, then brilliant, I'm glad to hear it. If anything that I say does not resonate with you, that's fine. That is completely fine. You're alright to have your own opinion. I prefer that you have your own opinion on any of these matters, because I don't want anyone telling me what to believe, and I don't want to think for other people either. So I'm just putting my beliefs out there. This is what I've experienced, this is what I believe. And it's funny really, because the whole thing of being a Starseed, when I first heard it, I was shocked. I was in disbelief that people actually believed that. I thought, people believe that they're not like a regular soul. They wasn't just born here as a regular human soul and in a human body, but as a Starseed, the belief is generally that we're born here in a human body to have a human existence, although the soul that we have is not entirely a regular run-of-the-mill soul. The soul we have is like from different places in the whole galaxy or universe. We could be from any point in time or in space. That is what a Starseed is. So a Starseed is kind of like a past life or a current life. It depends what you believe about the timelines. So I believe time is not linear. I believe that there is other versions of myself in these other star systems, and I'm living out my life in those other places at the same time, and none of those are past, present or future. I believe that they're all just happening all at once. So when I say past life, I'm not always referring to the past. I'm just referring to the multiverse as well. So Starseeds, when I'm talking about being a Starseed, I'm talking about these past lives in other star systems, or these lives that we're currently living in other star systems. A Starseed is, as I mentioned, it is a person who is born on Earth to do a mission here on Earth, or to have a human existence. This is what we call the Earth School. This is what a lot of spiritual people like to call this Earth. They call it the Earth School, because we're all here to learn lots and lots and lots of stuff, and that is the whole purpose of our being here. The whole purpose is to have experiences and to learn things that we've not learned in other lifetimes, because once we've learned all we need to learn, we can then progress and reach enlightenment and not have to come back and do this all over again. Okay, so the first time I heard about Starseeds, I did not believe it. I'm aware that not everyone who watches this video will believe the general theory of it. If you're watching this, you're most likely a Starseed, because if you found this video and if you've been drawn to click on this video and watch it, then I believe you most likely are a Starseed from some place in the multiple star systems. But don't take my word for it. I want you to do your own research, and if anything rings the bell of truth, then go with that. I want you to ask your spiritual team, whether that's your spirit guides or angels or a beautiful butterfly. So ask your spiritual team to give you signs. They love to do that. When I was first starting out, I got tons of synchronicities and signs which were all pointing me in this direction because I was disbelieving it at first. I disbelieved that it was a genuine thing, a starseed, and then all of these synchronicities and signs came along to show me that it actually is a genuine thing, and that it was the case for me, that I am a starseed. Okay. So at first I thought it was a bunch of fluffy nonsense, and then I had an array of synchronicities and signs which I've received from spirit, and when those signs came in, I noticed them right away. I knew exactly what they were, and then with the multiple signs falling into place, the whole starseed theory became more comfortable with me, and then eventually I resonated with it. So it may be that the same happens for you. You may become more comfortable with it once you've received the proof from spirit that it's the case for you. Or if that's not the case for you, if you have an entirely different journey, then that's fair enough. Not everyone's journey is the same, so what happens for me may not exactly happen directly the same for you. So another point that I've wrote down about starseeds is there is, as with all things, when we're dealing with humans, we're in a human experience, so even us starseeds can fall into politics. The politics of who's inferior, who's superior and who's inferior. So there is different types of starseeds from different star systems. So there is a belief that there was galactic wars going on with the different star races fighting against each other, and as well as fighting against each other, they also kind of bred together as well and blended the star races, which is a bit confusing. But we'll delve into all of that stuff in other videos. I plan to do some channeling to find out what the whole crazy starseed history it actually is, because there's a lot of different videos and information. If you look on the internet, people will say this, that and the other happened. So I just want to not look too much into other people's research and do my own research, and I suggest you do the same. But if you have an interest, then do check out some of the research from other people and from myself if you have an interest. Okay. So yeah, there is no superior or inferior beings. All of us are one. We all come directly from source. So if you look at mythology, the deities, they're all splintered off from one supreme deity, generally speaking. So if you look at the ancient Egyptians pantheon, you have the supreme deity Atum-Ra or Amun-Ra, where the popular saying Amen comes from. So you have the supreme deity Amun-Ra, and he splits himself into other deities. So I believe, was it Nut and Geb? So he separates from himself, he splits his divine self into other aspects, and these become more deities. And then this keeps on happening, so those deities then produce other deities, which by separating themselves and creating splinters of that divine soul. So this is just the same for us as well. We're all separated in this way as well. There is the splintering off of the divine soul or divine spark. So we start from the source, it offshoots a little bit. If you think of the river, so we have a river right in front of us here. So you have a river. So the river flows and the river flows, and then the river flows, and then it separates off into streams. Or it will then go and connect with the ocean, just as the ocean separates and forms rivers, and then the rivers form streams. This is the same way as what happens with souls and beings. We all start at the same source, and then it splinters off and offshoots until it creates more and more. We all come directly from the original source, and we're just removed, splintered off from deity. It isn't an actual separation because we're all connected. So it just appears that we're all separated. So it's easy to fall into the supremacy way of thinking once you've discovered which star system you come from, whether you're Lyran, Pleiadian or Arcturian or any other star system. You may think, oh well, my star system's the best and mine's the coolest, or mine's blah de blah de blah, and your star system's rubbish, blah de blah de blah. And that's just the old rivalries playing out. And this is the whole way of thinking of supremacy. That's all to do with separation and supremacy, and that's all coming from the old paradigm. So those ways of thinking are old and they are dying out. So we don't need those ways of thinking. The ways that we need to bring back is the ways of existing together as one and strengthening our connection to each other and to spirit and to source. This is our way forward. Sometimes as a starseed you may feel isolated and alone. You may even feel like the black sheep of your family, like you're misunderstood, and you just feel like you're always missing that something, like you want to go, like even in your own home you don't feel at home. You always feel like there's some other place where you're meant to be. So that is an integral part of existing as a starseed. But as we progress and move past this, we realise that we are here on this earth for a reason. So although we have the longing to return back to our own star system, we're here on earth for our collective mission and our personal missions, and those are very important. So although it would be nice to just go back to Venus or Mars or the star system that we belong in, it may be nice to just do that and let someone else worry about this crazy earth shizzle. But we are here for a reason. And I've also wrote our differences are what keep everything in balance. So the fact that there's different types of people. If you look at our world today, there's different nationalities, different genders, different races, different classes even. So the inner world and the outer world, it's always mirrors each other. I believe when you look at the galactic races and the starseed races and star families, this is going to mirror those in some ways. So again, that goes back to the feelings of superiority and inferiority. But our differences are what keep everything in balance. If you've heard of the 7 rays, so the 7 rays of existence, all souls or everything which has ever been created falls into the 7 rays of existence. It comes from Theosophy, I believe, which was created by Helena Blavatsky. So the 7 rays, they believe, if you look at like the colours of the rainbow, each of those colours or them rays, it's similar to the Kabbalah as well, or the Tree of Life. So those 7 different dimensions or pools, everything fits into one of those. So it's like 7 different categories, everything fits into those. But also, the interesting thing about the 7 rays, it then splits out further, because then each of those 7 rays, they all have different mixtures of the other colours within their primary colour. Yeah. Again, when looking at individuality, you can be any kind of soul here on Earth. It doesn't matter if you're a starseed or not. It doesn't matter what your nationality is, or gender, or race, or class. It's all subjective. So we are all equal, and we are all needed, and we're all here on this earth for a reason at this time. So we all have missions to do, and we have personal missions. So like, if you think about what your life path is, what was you put on this earth to accomplish? That is your personal soul mission. And if whatever star race you belong in, you may belong in multiple races. I believe with myself, I fall into a different, I believe I've had past lives on different star systems, so within the different galactic races. So if you're in also like myself, then you may have been through all of the different star systems. We've all got the personal soul missions, and then we've all got a collective soul mission. So if you look at your galactic race, your galactic race will have a soul mission here on Earth now, or not just. It may not just be on Earth. It may be within the universe, within the context of the universe. Your star system or your galactic race will have a collective mission. So if you take the Lyrans, for instance, which I'm part of their collective soul mission, one of our collective missions is to transmute the negative and lower vibrations, and to transmute evil. So whether that's using the violet flame or other means, that is one of the Lyran soul missions, to transmute, take what is needed from the old paradigm and transmuting it into something which is good and pure. That is a collective mission for the Lyrans. There is a lot of souls who came to this earth before the Starseeds, or star blossoms as you may become. So before the Starseeds, there was indigo children, there is earth seeds, crystal seeds, etc, etc. There may be any other number of variations, but the indigo children in particular, I believe they was popular in the 60s or 70s, and they came here to prepare this earth, and to prepare the collective consciousness, to prepare the collective for this monumental point that we're at in this human living system at the moment. So the indigo children, they came first to iron out all of the wrinkles and to get things in motion, is what's coming from spirit. They came here to get things in motion, so to make it easier for the star children who came after. So the star children are us starseeds and star blossoms. Okay. So the indigo children, they can relate to the starseed, and they have the difficult task of getting us to this point that we're in now. So there's a lot of different types of starseeds, ranging from the Lyrans, who are feline, there's avians, who are bird-like, and sometimes the Lyrans and avians have a connection, and sometimes they can be the same. And there is draconian as well, who are kind of like reptilian, and there is Pleiadian, Arcturian, Andromedan. So there's a lot of different types, so I will talk about different types in further videos. So this is just an introductory video on Starseeds. So I've been holding off of this for some time, so I just wanted to put this out here. So if you have an interest in different types of starseeds, if you'd like to comment what type of starseed you believe you are, or if you're unsure, then hang around and continue to watch the videos, because you may see something which triggers your remembrances and resonates true to you. That is how it was for me. I resonated with what I was seeing or hearing elsewhere, and when I heard that, I was like, wow, yeah, that resonates strongly with me. Wow, yeah. And I had that multiple times. I had that sort of experience multiple times, and that confirmed for me that yes, I am a Lyran starseed. So as I mentioned, we may have multiple lifetimes in different star systems. So I go predominantly with the Lyran starseed, but of course there may be aspects of myself which resonate with other star systems, but mainly you would go with the one that you feel most strongly, which you identify with the most strongly. But you can connect with the other star systems. It's not like the sorting hat where you can only work with one galactic race or star family or star system. Okay, so this is my basic video on what starseeds are. So if you enjoyed that, please give it a thumbs up, please share it, and if you have any other questions that you'd like to direct to me, I will try my best to answer them for you, and they may even prompt future videos on the subjects which you're asking about. So please do check out some of the other videos, and thank you for listening to me as I share this information. So until next time, brightest blessings and namaste.